Welcome back to Map Making in Disney World, where I make a battle map from within the many Disney parks. Today's map is the Pirates of the Caribbean ride inside of Disney World's Magic Kingdom. I'll be using Inkarnate for this build, with music by Tabletop Audio. You can find links to this map in the description below. There's one with a battle grid and one without. Let's begin. The Pirates of the Caribbean. This is the second version, made in the Magic Kingdom in 1973. First, I want to outline the entire ride and area, and I was able to get extreme accuracy by using Google Earth and a ride layout. I'm also going to use roofing for the outsides and spots I want to hide because I can't find footage of some rooms. And also, I want to show off that architecture inspired by the Castillo de San Felipe del Morro in Puerto Rico. The original blueprints included a grid, so I copied the grid on Inkarnate and was able to draw everything out by the block. I like to go ahead and fill in outside areas first to box myself in and take out a large chunk so it's not so daunting. So now I'm going to create the tracks for the Walt Disney World Railroad that travels above the ride building in the middle. That's what you're going underneath when that boat drops towards the beginning of the ride. I also chose to include the service roads behind and around the ride. Now for the queue. A very long queue line that on average is between 30 and 90 minutes. As of the time of this audio recording, the queue line is 45 minutes, not bad. In all honesty, I didn't film the majority of the queue line creation because I was bouncing back and forth between POV videos on YouTube, which, by the way, thank you to 4K WDW and Attractions 360 on YouTube for the footage. I'll be using a few clips from their videos to show you parts of the ride, so I'll include their links in the description below. Check them out. Our first ride section we travel through is a dark cave with waterfalls and bright blue ambiance. I filled this area with dark stone and colored in the water. Certain rocks got a low opacity to appear within the water, while others were darkened and put up top. I think it looks pretty good. Next up, guests behold the skeletal remains of an unfortunate band of pirates, guarding their loot and treasures with macabre delight. Inkarnate had just the assets I needed, including skeletons, an angled sword, pirate's flag, and a pirate's hat, so it was kind of great. Right after that, I'll create the shipwreck, with a deceased helmsman surrounded by more of that black rock. After I drop some of these rocks, I'll make the background kind of 2D where it's usually 3D to show that lightning storm. Just kind of painting different colors, getting lighter towards the center, and then use a white for those lightning strikes. There we go. Now within the plunge. After the plunge, it's time for a marauding pirate galleon firing back and forth with a Spanish fortress. What's cool in this map, you can see the service tunnel behind the ship. This is where crew members can fix issues and also where your players can hide during a battle if they wish. This service tunnel will be blocked off with that same stone wall from our queue line. However, inside the ride, you can only see dark sky and the deep red of cannon blast. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down some trees now that we've got our walls up, and darken some of those areas underneath the tree, and then we'll go back inside where I'll construct that Spanish fort. I'll use castle assets. Now, there aren't a lot of POV videos of this section on YouTube, so I got a little creative. Hopefully this doesn't break the immersion for you. Now it's time for the town square within the village of Puerto Dorado on Isle Tesoro. Some pirates are threatening to drown Mayor Carlos if he doesn't give up the location of the treasure. I was able to get some pirate assets from the website Forgotten Adventures. I'll also include the link to their page in the description below so you too can grab some assets for your maps. Now this scene is well documented on video, so it was only a matter of finding similar assets and placing them in the correct locations. I had a lot of fun choosing which pirate, which townsfolk would go in certain areas. Now this area is going to hold our beloved fictional character Jack Sparrow, peeking around some mannequins and clothing. Now here we have the infamous auction. Originally, pirates were auctioning off the women of the town. It was changed in 2018 and now has a few pirates auctioning off stolen goods like clocks, cloth, and chickens. This was changed to be less insensitive, and honestly, I think it's way better. As Walt Disney famously said, keep moving forward. I say, down with the patriarchy. This map includes over 3,900 assets. 131 of those are barrels, and 67 of those are crates. Now our next stop, through the 17th century, shows women of the island being chased and pursued by pirates. And it also includes the Pooped Pirate, with a barrel behind him hiding a sneaky Jack Sparrow once again. Okay, as you can start to see, as I go along and fill in the space, I slowly delete my unneeded outlines. I don't really need them anymore. And I'm also going to darken assets furthest away from the river. This helps direct your eyes to the well-lit areas, and it assists in containing the scenes closer to the river. It's all about what you want your audience to see. Now slowly we hear the chants of "Yo-ho, a pirate's life for me" as we move into the burning town and see some pirates playing instruments near a building with a donkey poking his head out. I admit this part of the town was quite difficult to recreate. The blueprints for the ride are messy around this section, and there is a lot going on, from fire burning in windows to multiple levels of stone pathways, but I'm happy with what I ended up with. And when I drop the red lights, this town really begins to glow. And for my favorite scene, a drunken pirate surrounded by pigs. I always loved this one as a kid. Now something really cool is the river separates here to a service room where the ride vehicles can be worked on. This room also was near impossible to find footage of, so I got creative and added some tables with tools and some extra wood for boat repairs. That river actually continues underneath that town and back to the original river. It's kind of cool. Back at the front, I'm going to work on my 2 boat lanes. Now currently, one of those lanes is not being used, but it's still present. And now for our ride exit. This leads up a ramp directly into the gift shop. That ramp goes up because remember, we dropped before, so as you go up this ramp, that boat continues up the river being pulled up to the beginning of the ride. There we go. Now for the gift shop, I included the room's support beams because of the aesthetic it brings, even though it's on top. It just seems so piratey and tropical. And then I'm going to drop some shelves and pack them full of merchandise. I found a lot of great assets in Inkarnate. Swords, hats, compasses, treasure, bones, you name it. I just kind of pack full, including a table with a cash register. And then lastly, our bathrooms. Again, getting creative because, well, as you can imagine, there's no videos of the bathroom. There we go. And then go ahead and fill in some of that outside area as well. A lot of this I didn't film, but I do want you to see that room with Jack Sparrow down there. And there you go, we have it. Pirates of the Caribbean, including the outside queue, the inside queue, the loading dock, the eerie cave, the deceased band of pirates, the shipwreck, the drop, the ship battle, the town square, the auction, the chasing scene, the singing pirates, the town on fire, the imprisoned pirates, Jack and hidden treasure, the gift shop, and the bathrooms, and the exterior landscaping. If you've enjoyed watching this map being made and want to see more, hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.